bit weird for me because I'm not used to talking. I don't really like to talk in general, but I'm definitely not used to talking to a camera in a woods. A lot of new things, but I just wanted to, do like, I guess, an everything I've done so far kind of video. So yesterday I uploaded a video called this is what I'm building, and I basically just sort of a little promotional video showing off everything I built with Fortaify and the website, and little clips of Visionary and Glyph that I'm building. But anyways, the whole reason that I'm making this video is so that I can give you guys just a general, here's what I've done so far, because I've done a lot of this behind the curtains and was debating on whether or not to do this type of thing. But just here's everything, and this is what I've done. So the original idea that I had started off back in the summer of 23, where I was like, hey, it would be cool if I was able to, there's all these text to whatever generation AI is coming out. So there's text to text for chatbots, there's text to image generation, text to video was sort of coming around, and I was messing around with Stable Diffusion, and this third-party attachment to the automatic 1111 web UI thing called Deforum, which made super cool transitional image photos into a sort of a video. So anyways, I thought why not make it into text to audio and have text generation. So I started to build that out, realized that was way above what I could really do. I had an idea of how to go about it, and I had a process that I was working through. But all in all, I didn't really fully know anything, and I felt like I needed another project to build first and then learn from that to build the Audioverse. But with that, I was thinking, okay, I'll have this business called Non-Human. Be super cool because everything that it makes is not human and stuff like that. But then decided against that, and I also was trying to finish up my last year of school, and I was like, oh yeah, maybe I could take some things from my machine learning class and apply it to this. It'd be cool, whatever. Decided not to do that, and I started to sort of try and rebrand everything that I was making, because I was getting a lot of feedback. Non-human kind of sounds threatening, and the idea of humans being completely replaced by AI is kind of scary. Don't really want to do that. So then I was like, okay, let's rebrand the whole thing, make it sort of be security and business, not business, sort of a tool rather than, oh, this is gonna replace your job kind of thing. This is around the time when I found out about the Llama C++ kind of thing, and just in general, open source LLMs that can run locally on your laptop and stuff. Thought that was cool. Yeah, there's a bunch of open source stuff that you can get up and running, but in general, you have to have some sort of technical knowledge to kind of get that going. And you need to know how to navigate a terminal, read through the instructions properly, and it's oh, okay, you have to get this specific Python version, install all these libraries, but oh, make sure that it's not this version because then you're gonna have issues and stuff like that. It's just, in general, it was, I don't know, I didn't like installing it myself, but that's when I was like, okay, what if I could just make this exactly, but make it user friendly? I just want to, just opening up ChatGPT in itself, I want to open up an application to be able to run these large language models locally and have it just be as easy as going to a website. But now I have the sort of confidence knowing that every conversation I have with this AI isn't going to be sending whatever I'm asking it to whatever server. So then that's when Glyph was born. And I figured if I'm doing the same thing for text generation, I might as well do the same thing for image generation. And then I was like, well, throw in Audioverse as well. Those are the three products that I'm going to be trying to build, and we can go from there. And to talk about Glyph, or just in general, with everything, I want to be trying to be open as possible. starting now, just because I'm like, well, it doesn't really matter. Like, yeah, I would like to make some money from this. I want a Porsche, but in general, I'm kind of taking this from like it's most likely gonna fail, but I'm gonna learn a lot from the process, and I'm gonna do a bunch of things that, hey, it might help someone else out. So in being open, I'm not gonna be completely open from the jump, but I was thinking maybe a couple of months after I've actually released these products that I would open source the code for everyone to look at and view. As of right now, the tech stack that I've been using for pretty much everything has been Python Flask for the back end and React JavaScript for the front end. And for the applications themselves, it's built off of a library called Electron, which is what Discord and Spotify use actually for their desktop applications. Basically, that the database itself for like the users and stuff is MySQL. That's pretty much the tech stack. Now, briefly talking about Visionary, I built like a general framework for what I want within it, but I haven't actually built upon that framework yet. And mainly just because I want to get Glyph out first, because I think it'd be a lot more useful to people, and a lot more people want that kind of thing over images. I don't know. I just went with it. Also, images, I know is a bit more taxing and like compute wise, and so there's a lot more, I guess, customers that would be able to run large language models rather than full stable diffusion models, because that typically you do need a graphics card for that, whereas these large language models you can run the smaller 3 billion, 1 billion, and then I guess 7 billion like quantized versions of it and stuff like that. So that's just what I went with. And right now Glyph is in a state where theoretically, this is my hope that by the end of October or first week of November, I can have a demo out for people to download and use. I'm gonna be throwing up some like clips on the screen right now, just for you guys to see, look around. You have the homepage itself, which is sort of just meant to be like a general like hub of like regular stats, some things that be cool to look at, like, oh, how many times have you had a conversation with an AI? How long have you been talking with this chatbot? And maybe like other things like your number of chats per day throughout the week, and general help information about Fortaify and where to go to like find these different things. Then I think the section after that is your library, to be able to view the different types of AI models. And as I mentioned in the last video, I'm definitely going to be curating like handpicking models, just so I know exactly what's being put on there. Also, just in general, there's like a bunch of data like for the models themselves that I just don't really have. I don't have a fully built out library of everything properly. Like I attempted to grab everything I could and just try and display just a bunch, thousands of models, but it's not really feasible. And then I think in general, it's not really necessary if I'm building this for the people who just want this thing to work. Then it's better for me to actually go through, handpick models that I know what they're capable of and I know what they're good at, so I can like write a description about things. But generally you have the models being displayed on this sort of simple view to be like, okay, there's this model, and then I select this model and I want this specific quantized version of the model. Let's download it, and I get to just go from there. Then the next is the actual regular chat interface. You select the model from the drop down, you go into this chat, new chat, type in your prompt, your query, whatever question you have, and then it spits out an answer, and you should be able to go back and forth with the AI. And also just being able to select like previous chats and go back and just you know, overall everything that you can do with ChatGPT and pretty much every other chatbot that there's out there. There's a bunch of them. And it's kind of like, that's kind of why I'm making that free, is just because there's no point in putting a paywall behind it. At that point, it's like, well, why don't I just go use whatever other tool there is for free? Then after that are the actual application, like things that I want to add to it. I haven't built them out yet, just because I want an actual functioning demo replicating everything that's already out there that does work. Now the next actual portion, I have it labeled as document GPT just for now, just because I guess, as you can tell from the name of it, I want to be able to, like, you to be able to upload Word documents, PDFs, that kind of thing, CSV files and stuff, and be able to have the LLM do sort of retrieval augmented generation on top of that, and be able to grab the documents and, you know, just again, kind of with the pro features of ChatGPT you get with that. I don't think I'm gonna keep it labeled as document GPT, just because there's also another feature all the way at the bottom called GlyphNet, and I was hoping that would be like sort of the chat feature where you can talk with this local AI chatbot, but have that chatbot also be able to do internet searches and grab things about recent events and that sort of thing. So I was thinking I'd combine that with the documents and just have it be like Chat Pro or something. Don't really know. Next on that, I have Character GPT, I think, which kind of, as you can tell, being able to talk with AI characters. I think that would be cool, sort of like character.ai, but again, holy shit, that was a loss. But the same thing as character.ai, but with the preference of everything's running locally, none of your data is being stolen, and then on top of that, you don't have to deal with the fact of, oh, this model is too censored, it's not censored enough, that kind of thing. You get to pick and choose, essentially. Last thing I have on there is just labeled AI voice. I was thinking I would try and be able to build in a feature into the app where it's sort of, you can paste in some text and you sort of a text to speech, essentially, portion of it. Not really too sure how that would work, because I've only been able to find like one open source library for that. That is actually like, that I consider good. And then I was also thinking of doing OpenAI's Whisper, because I think that's open source, I believe, to where you can sort of upload an audio file or upload a video, essentially, even, and grab the audio from that video and spit out all the text from that video that you uploaded. I think that would be cool. Something that, again, everything that you kind of see that's grayed out on the side right there, that is what I would be planning for like the paid feature. That's pretty much the rundown of everything that I have so far. I'll be doing another video like this again for Visionary when I get to it, when I finish all the pro features for Glyph. But yeah, that is essentially everything that I have planned for Glyph itself. Next videos that I'm going to be sort of releasing are going to be just the development process of everything. I've already done a bunch of progress, and I think just continuing that, but documenting it, putting it out there, letting people see the process, being transparent with whatever questions you have about it. I'm gonna just go ahead and answer it. Really don't want any kind of scandalous things that a lot of people have going on with AI. Like, I know the Reflection AI had some flashback with it, but I think the idea is openness, and this is all built around open source models. So this project in itself should be open source, but user-friendly for the non-technical people, because even I don't want to spend 2 hours messing with my Python versions because I can't get Automatic 1111 or Ubuntu Web UI to run properly on my computer. That's pretty much it. But yeah, I'm gonna continue my walk, and next time you see me will be a full-on dev vlog, I guess you could say. But yeah, see you guys.